I am going to present task 3, which is explanatory data analysis on retail sales data. The objective is to draw insights from the data, figuring out the weak areas where we can work to make more profit. Here I present the analysis of profit and sales by state. As we can see that California is the state where the highest amount of profit was generated. On the other hand, Texas is the state where the highest amount of loss is incurred. But if we check the sales data, we find that California has the highest amount of sales, but surprisingly, Texas is not the one that has the lowest amount of sales. Rather, it has probably the second or third highest amount of sales. If we see the profit by region, we see that Western region makes the highest amount of profit, while Eastern region is in the second position and the Central region makes the lowest amount of profit. Here I have made the analysis of sales by segment and ship mode. What we can say is that the standard class generates the highest amount of sales, depending on whether it's consumer goods or corporate goods or home office supplies. Similarly, here we can see that standard class generates the highest amount of profit. Here I have presented the profit by sales and segments, and I see that the consumer goods generates the highest amount of sales as well as the highest amount of profit. The second highest amount of sales and profit is generated by the corporate goods, and home office stands in the last place. This is the representation of profit by subcategory, and we can see that copiers generate the highest amount of profit, while tables generates the highest amount of losses. So these are the areas that we need to take care of. And here I have made a comparison between California and Texas. As I discussed earlier that California generates the highest amount of profit while Texas generates the highest amount of loss. Here we can see that the quantity demanded is higher in California compared to Texas for all the three segments like consumer, corporate and home office. Similarly, sales is also higher in California compared to Texas for all the three segments. But if we compare the amount of discount provided to the consumers in those states, we find that the amount of discount offered to the consumers in Texas is significantly higher compared to those in California. In all the segments, we can see that the amount of discount provided to the consumers is higher in Texas compared to California. So this can be a reason why Texas is experiencing loss. So maybe we need to reduce the amount of discount provided to the consumers in Texas. And lastly, I have produced a comparison between California and Texas based on the profit earned in subcategories as well as the discount provided on these different subcategories. We can see that Texas makes the largest amount of loss in binders, and also it's the good that they have provided the highest amount of discount to. So if we want to reduce the amount of loss incurred in Texas, we may want to reduce the amount of discount provided to the consumers in Texas in these areas like on binders as well as on furnishing goods and appliances. So with this I will end my presentation. Thanks for watching.